What's going on today? This is David again. Coming to bring y'all another video. Before I get started, let's give our praises to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and all praise to you lost sheep of the house of Israel and the Gentiles who fear God. The spirit of Yahweh Shai is on the earth and is spreading swiftly. The awareness of the Israelite movement is spreading. It's not going to stop. It's going to break down all lies. Nothing is going to stop. It's like when a wave hits a wall, it surrounds everything and goes through. This word is not going to stop. I'm going to read the Book of Haggai. It details what you should be thinking, and if you've had doubts, it's time. Now is the time to stop doubting. It's the time to be laboring at the word, making transitions in your life. Things are going to change in America and abroad, the beast, wherever they have control. If you're so-called Negro, Native Indigenous Indian, Hispanic, of Negro, Native Indigenous descent, or if you're one of the Islander brothers of Native Indigenous descent, Negro descent, and the confusion of face abroad and the spirit is dealing with you, it's really time for you to start changing your mindset about your life and what you think was going to be yours. It's going to shift. It's going to shift. Okay. I'm not telling you to be afraid. What I'm telling you is to be fearful enough to labor at the word, to see the signs. We are in that time that the prophets of old spoke about. The disciples, they thought they were in the time, but they weren't. We are in that time. So let's get it. This is only 2 chapters. I'm not going to hold y'all all day. My next video is going to be multiple parts. Again, I think I said this. I don't know if I said this or not. You need to watch, after this video, you need to watch and understand. I have a video called Money, Meat, Bread, and Wine. I think it's 3 parts. I have a video called The Milk. You need to listen and understand that and study those words, because the next video I'm gonna make is called The Door. Shows you how you get in and who you have to listen to get in. I'm just gonna keep trying to prove these things to you with this word and give you a reference point, and I hope it edifies you. Let's give all praise Most High God Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Again, all praise to you lost sheep of the house of Israel and mankind who fears God. Let's read. The Book of Haggai, chapter 1. In the 2nd year of Darius the king, in the 6th month, in the 1st day of the month, came the word of the Lord by Haggai, the prophet, unto Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, governor of Judah, and Joshua the son of Josedech, the high priest, saying, Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, This people say, the time is not come, the time that the Lord's house should be built. Right. Everyone for the years past, even today, a lot of our people, so-called Negroes, Native Indigenous Indians, they think this word, this kingdom coming is, it's an afterthought. Oh, it's never going to come. You've heard that a long time. I'm here to tell you that we are in the time. Okay, let's read. Then came the word of the Lord by Haggai the prophet, saying, It is time for you, O ye, to dwell in your sealed houses, and this house lie waste. Right. So, as a so-called Negro or Native Indian, you're here in the land of your captivity, and all you're concerned about is building your home in America and having your establishment here. Is it time for you now? Let's find out why he says that. And the Lord's house lies waste. The real children of Israel aren't in Israel. Okay, so is it time for you to be relaxed and you're hearing this word and you don't believe it? Let's read. Now, therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. That's right, consider your ways, you so-called Negroes, Native Indigenous Indians. Let's read. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Right, you sown much. You built up this whole thing, slavery, and you still labor today. You're always a servant, but you don't have anything. You're poor. You have no substance. Let's read. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. Right. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes. Right. Because your money comes and it goes. right? You don't have much, any substance. You don't have anything. So whenever you earn your money, rent, mortgage, bills get paid, and you're broke. It's like you got a hole in your wallet or your pants, right? Consider your ways. Why is it like this? Let's read. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. Go up to the mountain and bring wood and build the house. Right. In your captivity, build the house of the Lord. Let's read. And I will take pleasure in it, and I'll be glorified, saith the Lord. Right. So the Lord is taking pleasure in the people who are building the house, who are bringing this knowledge back to you, because it's the time. Let's read. Ye looked for much, and lo, it came to little. And when you brought it home, I did blow upon it. Right. So everything you've looked for, you bring it home. Right. You work in, and the Lord blows upon it. Your bag is full of holes. Why? Saith the Lord of hosts. Because of mine house that is waste. Right. Because the Israelites aren't at home. You're part of the ordinance. So if you're at home, the earth dies. Let's read. And ye run every man into his own house. Right. You Israelites, you're all separated. Right? It's only about you. Money over everything. I got what I got. You don't care about your heritage, who you are as a nation of people. You're only concerned about yourself. Right? The Lord's house is lying waste. The real men of the Lord are waking up telling you who you are, but all you care about is yourself. You don't care about the truth. Let's read. Therefore, the heaven over your head is stayed from dew. Right? And because of that thought process, you aren't getting this knowledge. And the earth is stayed from her fruit. Right, the earth is stayed from her fruit. Since you're not at home, all the years has gone by in this earth, it's withering away. Right, the fruit and food you eat is not at full strength. Let's read. And I called for a drought upon the land, and upon the mountains, and upon the corn, and upon the new wine, and upon the oil, and upon that which the ground bringeth forth, and upon men, and upon cattle, and upon all the labor of the hands. Right. So right now everything's slowing down. The grinding's starting to cease. Right. You go in the store and you used to be able to get a lot of food. It's starting to slow up. Let's read. Then Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and Joshua, the son of Josedek, the high priest, with all the remnant of the people, obeyed the voice of the Lord their God, Judah and Levi, and the words of Haggai the prophet, as the Lord their God had sent him. He's the door. So you must obey Haggai, or the man who the Lord has sent. And the Lord did fear before the Lord. And the people did fear before the Lord. That's right. Then spake Haggai, the Lord's messenger, in the Lord's message unto the people, saying, I am with you, saith Yahushai. Right. So Haggai is the Lord's messenger. Not all the people. Haggai is the door. Let's read. And the Lord stirred up the spirit of Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, governor of Judah, and the spirit of Joshua, the son of Josedek, the high priest, and the spirit of all the remnant of the people. And they came and did work in the house of the Lord of hosts, their God, in the 24th day of the 6th month, in the 2nd year of Darius the king. Right. So right now, if you're a so-called Negro in America, I'm just going to speak from America's standpoint, Babylon, in any one of your families, you know someone who's an Israelite. You seeing sisters putting on modest clothing. You're seeing brothers walking around with, their idea of a garment. But you are hearing and know this because the Lord has stirred it up. Let's read chapter 2. In the 7th month, in the 21st day of the month, came the word of the Lord by the prophet Haggai, saying, Speak now to Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, governor of Judah, and to Joshua, the son of Josedek, the high priest, and to the residue of the people, saying, Who is left among you that saw this house in her first glory? And how do ye see it now? Is it not is it not in your eyes in comparison of it as nothing? Right. So now you're seeing all your people around you learning that they're Israelites, right? The fig tree is sprouted. But to a lot of our people, it's nothing to you. You don't consider your ways. Did you see the first temple? So the Lord is bringing all things to remembrance to you. So now you're seeing your brothers walk around with beards, hair, sisters, modest clothing, but it's still nothing to a lot of you. You don't believe it. And mankind, and the world, all those who are scoffing against this. That's what he said, I'm going to work a work in your days that you will not believe. Let's read. Yet now be strong, O Zerubbabel, saith the Lord, Judah. And be strong, O Joshua, son of Josedech, the high priest. And be strong, all ye people of the land, saith the Lord, and work. Right. Labor at the word. Start transitioning in your lives. Work. For I am with you, saith the Lord of hosts. Right. So now the Lord is looking upon Israel. He is with you now. It's time to work. You had all your freedom. All the gang bang and all that stuff, all the knucklehead business, that's all going to come to a halt. If you're still on that thought process, you are in direct error and you're in danger of judgment. Nobody of our people, you so-called Negroes, Native Indigenous Indians, Hispanics, confusion of faith, Islanders, none of you should be clapping and cheering for any of the wicked of our people. You should be separating yourselves from them. Period. If they're not subscribing that they're the child of God, remove yourself from them. The time of ignorance and foolishness has come to an end. Let's read. According to the word that I covenanted with you when ye came out of Egypt, so my spirit remaineth among you. Fear ye not. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, yet once it is a little while, and I will shake the heavens, and the earth, and the sea, and the dry land, and I will shake all nations, and the desire of all nations shall come, and I will fill this house with glory, saith the Lord of hosts. The silver is mine, the gold is mine, saith the Lord of hosts. That's right, you're worried about a big mansion here when all the riches of the earth are Yahweh's for his people. Let's read. The glory of this latter house shall be greater than that of the former, saith the Lord of hosts. And in this place will I give peace, saith the Lord of hosts. That's right. America's not your peace. Your peace is only going to come when you get back to Jerusalem. That's your homeland. You so-called blacks, Native Indigenous Indians, Hispanics of Native Indigenous descent, by the house of your father, the seed of your father. There's no such thing as mixed in the eyes of the Lord, the Almighty. The Lord made a standard. The male carries the seed. You are who your father is. And if you are a Gentile woman, I need to do a video about that. If you are a Gentile woman and you have a child by a so-called Hispanic or a Negro, your child is an Israelite, and their lives are attached to every word in this book. You're going to have to raise them accordingly. Let's read. Sorry, I went off track with that. In the 24th day of the 9th month, in the 2nd year of Darius, came the word of the Lord by Haggai the prophet. By Haggai the prophet. Pay attention to that. It's always by who Christ has sent, not all the prophets in Israel. Let's read. Saying, thus saith the Lord of hosts, ask now the priests concerning the law. Ask now the priests concerning the law, because Levi is laboring now, right? Judah's laboring. Your brethren should be knowing the law. Let's read. If one bear holy flesh in the skirt of his garment, and with his skirt do touch bread, or pottage, or wine, or oil, or any meat, shall it be holy? No. And the priest answered and said, no. Then said Haggai, if one that is unclean by a dead body touch any of these, shall it be unclean? And the priest answered and said, it shall be unclean. Then answered Haggai and said, so is this people. Right, so since the Lord has his eye on you now for good, he has his eye on the wicked of our people for bad. You're being judged by the law. He's hunting you out. Let's read. And that's what I was talking about that last video. So is this people, and so is this nation before me, saith the Lord, and so is every work of their hands. So if you're a dope dealer, you cripping and blooding, you pimping, all you about to get judged. You're unclean. Let's read. And that which they offer there is unclean. And now I pray you, consider from this day and upward. That's right. From before a stone was laid upon a stone in the temple of the Lord, since those days were when one came to an heap of 20 measures, but there, 20 measures, there were but 10. Right. That's right. Let's read. When one came to the press fat for to draw out 50 vessels out of the press, there were but 20. I smote you with blasting and with mildew and with hail and all the labors of your hands, yet ye turn not to me, saith the Lord. That's right. So when right now, with food, you go to the grocery store, you used to be able to buy as much chicken as you wanted. Now you can only get 2 packs. This is mankind in the world now. The Lord is punishing the world and Israel. You're unclean. So now you're going to suffer. Let's read. Consider now from this day and upward, from the 24th day of the 9th month, even from the day that the foundation of the Lord's temple was laid, consider it. Consider what you're seeing. Is the seed yet in the barn? Yea. As yet the vine and the fig tree. Right. You see the fig tree sprouting. You see brothers preaching the word on the corners. Right. And the pomegranate and the olive tree have not brought forth. From this day will I bless you. Right. When you see the fig tree and the olive tree, right. Now the Lord is blessing you. He's bringing you back to your homeland. But the wicked he's judging. And you wicked Israelites, he's judging you too, according to the law. Your food is getting harder to get. You want to buy ammunition now? It's hard to get. You used to be able to buy an abundance of it. Now you can't. Because the Lord is spilling out prophecy. Let's read. And again, the word of the Lord came unto Haggai in the 24th day of the of the month, saying, Speak to Zerubbabel, governor of Judah, saying, I will shake the heavens and the earth, and I will overthrow the throne of the kingdoms, and I will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathen. That's right, it's falling down. And I will overthrow the chariots and those that ride in them, and the horses and their riders shall come down, every one by the sword of his brother. In that day, saith the Lord of hosts, will I take thee, O Zerubbabel, my servant, Judah, the son of Shealtiel, saith the Lord, and I will make thee as a signet, for I have chosen thee, saith the Lord of hosts. Right. So Judah, you're the signal. So whenever you consider prophecy, Judah is the signal. So people are scoffing against the Abraham prophecy. I believe the house of Judah got to, I think we were here in the 1600s. That's right. It's been 400 years. Judah is the signal. So the brothers you see on the corner teaching the word, that's the house of Judah, right? That's the fig tree. If you haven't watched my video concerning the fig tree, it's very important you watch it. We're in that time. You must listen to a man who Christ has set up, who was born of the Spirit, not the flesh, who has the water, who has the money, meat, bread, and wine. Watch that video. I have 3 parts. Watch the video from called The Milk, which is basically that person was ordained by the Heavenly Father. And that's about it, man. You consider your ways. Straight up. All praise the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.